Coming up on KUJH News, what Lawrence looked like during the Mardi Gras celebrations, and an in-studio update on all things KU sports, and how a local business supports sober fun.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint, this is KUJH News.
Good morning and welcome to KUJH News. I'm Sydney Clark.
And I'm Lauren Ritchie. KU Student Senate recently proposed to cut funding for the University Daily Kansan and Safe Ride. Student Senate will meet tomorrow at 2 p.m. to follow up on funding updates. KUJH reporter Jonah Kahn joins us live from the Student Union. Jonah, what can we expect in tomorrow's meeting?
Yeah, Lauren and the Student Union students are meeting here tomorrow to discuss the student fees for the fiscal year 2026 budget. Two big topics are being discussed, which are funding cuts for Safe Ride and the University Daily Kansan. Students protested the University Daily Kansan funding cuts, which has started a petition which now has over 8,000 signatures.
Thanks, Jonah. We'll be sure to tune in tomorrow at 2.
KU is currently facing budget cuts in departments across campus. But how will this affect students? That is the question. As the federal administration continues to cut funding for projects and organizations nationwide, KU has seen the repercussions in many forms, including research. Jonah Kahn explores how this impacts not just students, but campus as a whole.
KU set records in research in 2024 with over $546 million invested on projects. 70% of outside funding comes from the federal government. The future of some research is now unclear because some projects were ended by federal government stop orders. Because KU research goes beyond the campus itself, it will affect a larger population.
That money helps the salaries of more than 55,000 people. It also helps Kansas communities. We spent more than $86 million in Kansas in 2024 on our research.
Even with stop orders on some projects, researchers are currently continuing with other projects and pursuing more funding. KU leaders are working on ways to help staff and students who might be affected.
I think it's incredibly dangerous. I think not only just for the students who get to be part of the research projects, but for the people the research is beneficial for.
Students learn from professors who are actively involved in research projects. The university has 51 startup companies based on KU research that help employ staff and students. The future remains unclear for a handful of projects. KU continues to work with partner organizations to navigate through this. For KUJH News, Jonah Kahn.
Thank you, Jonah. As Congress continues to work on the federal budget, the future of KU research will soon become clearer. But for others, this is not the case. Haskell Indian Nations University has been making headlines after 40 faculty and staff members were laid off on February 14th as part of the Trump administration to downsize the federal workforce. Now, there's a way you can get involved through a new fund designed to help fill some of those gaps.
Haskell actually saved my life.
Onward, Haskell! That's Trina Tisney, just one of the many Haskell students who feel immense pride for their university and heartbroken over the loss of their teachers that they saw as mentors.
In the beginning, it was really heartbreaking because a lot of those staffs and teachers we were close to.
In just a day, nearly 30% of Haskell staff was just gone. But with the help of the Haskell Foundation, some of those positions might be temporarily filled. This comes just after 2 weeks ago when they announced an emergency fund that would help raise a goal amount of $350,000.
The start of the year has kind of put us in a whirlwind, so we're trying to provide some solid ground here, a foundation for people to really stand on and really help the university move forward and the university's community as well move forward.
Bo Schneider, president of the Haskell Foundation Board of Trustees, says $235,000 of that money raised will go towards funding independent contract agreements to help fill some of those empty positions for the remaining school year. But right now, some of those Haskell staff members are still working without pay.
Well, I'll say one thing too, with the faculty that has been impacted, it's been a beautiful sight to see that they're still moving forward and donating their time at this point. They're volunteering their time.
One of those being Julia Rose Whitebull, who's inspired by the foundation's efforts.
Oh, I'm hopeful. That gives me a lot of hope. And I just pray that we get our jobs back and we raise enough money to get everyone back, because all of our jobs were so vital and important to Haskell. So
the other $115,000 from the emergency fund will go towards relief efforts for students, staff, and faculty, as well as assisting the university with any additional unmet needs.
The way we were brought up, and Indian people in general, we're resilient. We definitely want to take things head on, and we're finding creative solutions for it.
The Haskell Foundation is independent from the university and has raised close to $138,000 as of this morning in their emergency fund. For more on this story, you can visit our website at KUJHNews.com.
President Donald Trump added a 10% tariff on all imported goods from China. This tariff went into effect on March 4th, along with similar tariffs to Mexico and Canada. KUJH's Donovan Bullens investigates how this will affect Kansas farmers.
It's already driving prices down, the fears of it. Now, this is a short run thing, but, we're seeing, oh my gosh, markets down significantly. Hard wheat futures are down 18 cents today. Corn's down 13, soybeans down almost 19.
Thanks, Donovan. I hope to see those prices stay down.
I know, me too. I broke the bank last week trying to grocery shop, and I don't really buy eggs anymore, so hopefully they stay down.
Speaking of breaking things, surely we broke the weather record this past week. Sam joins us in the studio for a look at the weather. Sam, how's it looking out there?
Thank you, Lauren. We had some very strong wind gusts above 60 miles an hour. Not sure we broke any records, though, but we sure did come close, that's for sure. Meanwhile, it is a cloudy morning here in East Kansas as we look out from Topeka, Emporia, and Holton. Meanwhile, here at home in Lawrence, it is 42 degrees. Feels like 37, though, because of that light wind out of the southwest at 7 miles an hour. We'll top out around 52 degrees for a high today. May see a few rays of sunshine in the early afternoon, but those clouds will stick around for the majority of the upcoming 24 hours. Taking a quick look at the surface map, there's a high pressure region over the delta stretching up towards us here in East Kansas. There is a little bit of snow in North Kansas, but that will stay to our north as we go through the next couple of hours. Take a look at our almanac. We'll be right back.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday, was just 2 days ago, marking the final day of vibrant celebration before Lent. And despite the rainy day, the festivities in Lawrence carried on. KUJH's Charlotte James shows us how people came together to celebrate.
Lawrence's Mastery is getting a taste of New Orleans as locals gather to celebrate Mardi Gras while facing the rain. The parade normally starts in front of Lucia in downtown Lawrence. Due to this year's rain, we started at Terrebonne to witness some of the event preparation.
We are here to celebrate before Lent and party like it's no tomorrow.
The celebration is one of the most anticipated events for the Lawrence community. With an event filled with music, beignets, and a whole lot of spirit, the Lawrence Mardi Gras Parade continues to bring joy to the community despite the rain.
Just the room packed with music, and I mean packed. We get here early, and there's still double what we're here in musicians who come walking in and just light up the place.
We're going to have a Mardi Gras parade. We stop by a couple places in town, and usually we go along the street, but it's a little rainy today, so we'll either do what we normally do and walk around town playing Mardi Gras tunes to celebrate.
For KUJH News, I'm Charlotte James.
It looks like the rain didn't damper anyone's day. Thanks, Charlotte.
During the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, Muslims celebrate Ramadan. In addition to fasting from dawn to dusk, it's an integral part of Muslim student lives. Lily Schutzenhofer shares how some KU students are practicing.
Muslim students practice Ramadan while balancing school, a social life, and their religious responsibilities. Nora Bayari and others wake up to eat their first meal of the day at 5 a.m. before starting their fast.
So today I just woke up at I think 5 o'clock in the morning and went down and made my breakfast and of course drank some water, made sure that I had everything that I needed to feel prepared for the day, and I read a little bit of the Quran, and then I think at 5:36 is whenever you stop eating, of course, so I went back to bed.
On top of their religious duties, these students fulfill their academic requirements and still find time for social activities and hobbies.
During Ramadan, one of the most important things is we want to focus on completing our 5 daily prayers. So I think for me, how I keep things very organized is I organize everything around my 5 daily prayers. So I'll complete those, and once those are completed, I'm usually able to get my studies done and then hang out with some friends as well.
Luckily, student groups like the Muslim Student Association create a community for those participating.
The Muslim Student Association hosts a lot of different events during the month of Ramadan. We begin with one of the biggest events being our big dinner, our iftar, where we host, all students are all welcome to come and have dinner together. We host different speakers and different events just for everyone to kind of come together and enjoy the month all together.
The meaning behind Ramadan is more than just fasting, especially for students practicing.
Ramadan for me, honestly, is just a time to kind of build greater habits, and also at the same time, yes, it's self-reflection and working on yourself and working on your spiritual connection with God, but at the same time, it literally allows you to put yourself in the situation where you're, of course, not eating from sunup to sundown, and it should allow you to make you feel grateful for what you have, because some people genuinely don't even have that opportunity.
Ramadan is a time of sacrifice, but there is a community of people to reach out to for support. When the sun goes down, Nora and Hassam get to eat again together. For KUJH News, I'm Lily Schutzenhofer.
Thank you, Lily. KU-MSA will be hosting their annual iftar dinner next Tuesday. For more, you can visit their Instagram at ku.msa.com.
Now, from high 60s to blizzard warnings, I don't think anyone knows what to expect anymore.
Yeah, I do not know what to expect anymore, Lauren. And Sam is back to tell us what to expect in the upcoming weeks for this forecast. Is winter over yet, Sam, or is we still got more?
Well, I can't say it's over for sure, but it definitely is for the next week. And taking a look at satellite view here, over Iowa, you can see the morning fog diminishing. And turning our attention further west, just a large swath of cloud cover slowly making its way here over toward Lawrence. Zooming in more locally, there is just a thin, dense band that's over Lawrence right now. Then as that moves off to the east, we left with some higher clouds for the remainder of the afternoon today. Taking a look at temperatures, we're at 43 here in Lawrence, 45 down in Ottawa, 42 up in Tonganoxie, as well as over in Topeka. And going through the afternoon, at 2 p.m. be around 51. Then those wind gusts are going to pick up a bit, could be up to around 20 miles an hour through 2 to 4 p.m. time frame. Then the winds die down in the evening, be around 45 degrees come 8 p.m. Now, another system will move into our area tonight through tomorrow. The good news is this will not bring any rain or snow, but what it will do is raise the winds, both sustained and gusts, for tonight through tomorrow. Taking a look at that, be an overnight low tonight of 39 degrees. Let those wind gusts over 20 miles an hour move in as the winds shift to be out of the southeast. And then for tomorrow, a high of 57 with wind gusts over 30 miles an hour possible. It'll be nothing like the winds we had here Tuesday evening, but it'll still definitely grab your attention. Now putting the weekend up on here, Saturday high of 52, Sunday 63, winds die down for a beautiful weekend here on campus. Moving into some sports weather, KU baseball hosts Milwaukee for a weekend series. Today's game, will definitely be a pitcher's ballpark out there at Hoagland, as those south winds will keep any fly balls in the ballpark. Friday though, the exact opposite. Those 30+ mile an hour wind gusts from the west will help to carry the balls very well out toward left field. The good news is though, the game Saturday and Sunday, much calmer conditions, Saturday in Wichita, Sunday back here at Hoagland, with those temperatures in the low 50s. For the men's basketball game, last home game of this regular season on Saturday, very calm, pleasant conditions, plenty of sunshine with temperatures right around 50 degrees throughout. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, again have that cloud cover today and tomorrow, then after that, sunshine really prevails for the next 7 days, including a nice warm up to start next week with temperatures above 70 degrees. It'll drop back down a little bit, but not much, so spring is definitely here. Back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Really hoping those blizzard days are behind us.
Yeah, and especially with spring sports in full swing, these snowy conditions are not ideal playing conditions for teams like the KU Baseball Club. So KUJH's Caleb Beasley gives us a glimpse of how their season is going so far.
KU's baseball season is in full swing, and the student-run KU Baseball Club is also stepping up to the plate. They're headed to batting practice for this edition of the KU Sports Club Showcase to give an inside look at their passions on and off the field.
I like to say we're one of the more competitive clubs in terms that we travel a lot more than some of the other clubs do. And then we play at a much larger national level. We play at postseason. We're aiming to win the conference again this year like we did last year and hopefully make a push for the World Series this year.
Charlie Marshall, a returning club member, shared his thoughts on the club's unique competitive opportunities.
It's been great. I mean, lots of fun, able to come out, on weekends and travel and play other, Division I schools in baseball. And that's kind of, the whole reason you want to come back is because last year we were able to go to Florida, Louisiana, and all over, other states in the country. And it's a ton of fun, really, is what it comes down to. You make a lot of great friends, and overall it's a great experience.
Eli Greenfield, a new club member, explained how joining the baseball club helped him pursue his passion for the sport.
For me, I've always played baseball my whole life. It's like the thing that brings the most joy in life. So just staying part of the game and competing is what I love to do. So staying with it. I guess one of my goals is to continue to stay part of baseball. So as long as I'm on a team, it'd be a good situation for me.
Caleb Beasley, KUJH News.
There's nothing quite like a nice day at the ballpark. And speaking of sports.
Up next, Lindsay will be in the studio with an update on the KU women's basketball team following the first round of the Big 12 tournament and how a border war is heating up on the ice.
Today on KUJH Sports, we've got the latest updates happening here at KU. I'm Lindsay Ryan. Recently, there's some buzz going around campus for the Kansas baseball team. The Jayhawks are having an exceptional start to the season. Their 10-1 start is the best start since 2014 when Kansas went 12-1. The team can credit some of that momentum to the fans. With over 1,600 people in attendance on average in Hoagland Ballpark, Kansas Athletics is looking to take initiative. Working with the marching band, Athletics will send 60 band members to Hoagland this Sunday for the game against Milwaukee. The first game in the series is today at 3 p.m. Crank the Hog. As for the women's basketball team, last night was the first round of the Big 12 tournament. In a back-and-forth battle, the women's season came to an end after falling short to the Texas Tech Raiders. The Jayhawks struggled with injuries all season and could not catch a break when lead scorer Samaya Nichols came out early in the third quarter. Sophomore Brittany Harshaw and freshman Reagan Williams stepped up, each recording double digits. Unfortunately, it was not enough, and the Raiders took the first round victory 57-53. Coach Brandon Schneider said he was proud of the way his team defended, considering they have been playing with an 8-man roster. The Kansas team is young, and there's a lot of hope and excitement for the future. There is still a possibility the women get a bid into the WNIT tournament, but in the meantime, Jayhawk fans can look forward to the men's Big 12 tournament, which starts Tuesday. There is still a possibility. The Jayhawks fan can look forward to the men's Big 12 tournament, which starts Tuesday. Now, before the men play in Kansas City, the Kansas women's tennis team is back home after being on the road for the past 2 weeks. Cooper Hannon is live at the courts to give us the latest updates. Cooper, how's it going?
It's a little chilly. But, it's going good, Lindsay. The Kansas women's tennis team is in full swing and rocks a current record of 7-5. February, though, it was a tough month for the Jayhawks as they went 2-5, including a Big 12 loss to Texas Tech. But hey, it's a new month, and the Jayhawks are coming off one of their strongest wins, a Big 12 victory against the Colorado Buffaloes. The team is hoping to keep the momentum alive as they have another Big 12 matchup coming tomorrow against Arizona State. The Sun Devils, they're no slouch, though, as they are currently 7-3 with back-to-back wins against Big 12 opponents. The match against Arizona State will start tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Jayhawk Tennis Center. That's all I've got down here at the courts, serving it back to Lindsay in the studio.
Thanks, Cooper. That home court advantage will be very important for the team going into tomorrow's match. It is officially Border Showdown week for the KU hockey team. The club is getting ready for the big game against the Missouri Tigers. KUJH's Delaney Gregory and Lexi Urban have insight on how the team is preparing.
The KU hockey team is set to face off against longtime rival the Missouri Tigers Friday at 7 p.m.
The Jayhawks are coming off of a 15-11 season, and with their sights set on Missouri, they've been putting in the work on and off the ice.
Maybe it's this game, maybe it's a maturity, maybe it's just kind of been the outcome of this season, but I think a lot of it is just a determination to continue to get better, which has been awesome.
But this game isn't just about the rivalry. It's marking a new chapter for KU hockey. After years of playing at different venues, the team will be playing at their new home rink, the Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk, located in Overland Park.
We have our own locker room for once, and it's super nice to have a sense of home fans and actual home advantage.
With a new home and bright future ahead, the Jayhawks are focused on building a strong program for years to come.
This season has been a little up and down for us as a team, but it's been, I think for me personally, it's been pretty good, and I think we're establishing a winning culture for future seasons.
The border showdown between KU and Missouri is one of the most intense rivalries in college sports, and on the ice, it's no different. Both teams are eager to claim bragging rights in what promises to be a hard-fought game.
It means a lot to me. I'm a Kansas kid, so I've grown up here and just always hated Mizzou, so I just want to beat them every day.
That energy is exactly what the Jayhawks hope to bring to the ice.
This is all on their effort, and if you want to see a really good, competitive, successful Kansas team, come out Friday.
For KUJH Sports, I'm Lexi Urban.
And I'm Delaney Gregory.
Doors open at 6 p.m. at the Advent Health Sports Park. Tickets are available for purchase online for $15 or at the door for $20. Coming up, learn how to make an impact at the local animal shelter and where your new non-alcoholic hangout spot can be.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
It's that time of the year again. We had a little spurt of spring weather before these last couple cold and windy days. Sam has one more look on the upcoming forecast and how daylight savings could make an impact.
Thank you, Lauren. Yes, this weekend, Sunday at 2 a.m., you'll be springing forward 1 hour, so you will be losing 1 hour of sleep. But the good news is that there will be a little bit more sunshine while you're out and about. I will say that. Taking a look at some away sports going on over the next 7 days. Softball has a 3-game series down in Baylor. There's a chance to rain for the game on Saturday. Things look good, though, for men's golf out in Arizona with perfect conditions out there in the desert. Then for women's golf in California, there's a chance of rain there Monday, but Tuesday looks good. And baseball, well, just looks chilly for the game on Tuesday up in Minneapolis. Taking one more look here at our 7-day forecast. Again, the nice warm-up in the next week is a key thing I want to emphasize. Temperatures in the low 70s for both Monday and Tuesday. So if you all can make it past the cooler conditions, both today and tomorrow, and the cloud cover and wind, there is better weather in store. Back to you.
I think we can blame the sickness going around and all this change in weather. I remember I just walked out of the house in flip-flops and now I'm needing my winter boots.
I know, the sun always has a good boost of serotonin, so my mood is always just 10 times better when the sun is out. Animal shelters across the country are constantly facing full kennels, with new dogs and cats coming in every day. KUJH's Annabelle DeFord has tips on how you can help Lawrence animals find their forever homes.
For every 6 animals in a shelter, 4 will get adopted. But what about these 2? The Lawrence Humane Society is giving people a chance to make a difference for these animals without taking one home.
So the Lawrence Humane Society really relies on support from the community in a variety of different ways. When people choose to volunteer and come into the shelter and perform tasks, it expands our bandwidth beyond just our normal staffing.
And with the amount of volunteers that we had, it was 6.5 employees, full-time employees. So having the volunteers here really helps us out do the things that we aren't able to.
And it isn't just volunteering. Programs like fostering or sponsoring an animal help keep them out of the shelter and in a loving home. Fostering in particular gives animals a safe place to stay while they wait for adoption.
If you can't bring one home, you can do what we call a mass street mutt. You can check one out and go do something with it that like helps burn off steam and tells us a little bit more about how the animal does out in the community.
For many at Lawrence Humane, the most rewarding part isn't just helping animals. It's seeing them find families and staying in loving homes.
I think it is like helping the animals, seeing them get adopted, staying in their homes.
Every animal has a higher chance of getting adopted more quickly when they have an advocate.
Adopting isn't the only way to make a difference. Volunteering, fostering, or donating can help little guys like this find their forever homes. For KUJH News, Annabelle DeFord.
Thanks, Annabelle. I know I'm missing my dogs while I'm here. I'd love to be able to spend a little time with my furry friend.
Now, imagine a place where the soothing sounds of conversation replace the clinking of glasses. If you're curious about a place that's redefining social gatherings, KUJH's Milena Hesterly takes us inside a unique, non-alcoholic bar and coffee shop that's creating a vibrant community without the usual drinks and is changing how we think about socializing.
That does occur.
The Nostalgia Room is a space for those seeking connections without alcohol. Owner Emily Kate believes the community can thrive without relying on traditional drinks.
I think that this space reflects me in a lot of ways in that, like, I'm really asking people to explore and look at, like, their relationship with drinking in general. Like, what is it that brings us all together around that? And could that be just as important without the alcohol in the glass? And it actually turns out, you know, you don't even need that at all. I got sober 4 years ago, and that's my own personal journey. I think reflected a lot that, like, I thought for a long time I needed that to be a certain kind of social or a certain kind of to have a certain kind of presence. This definitely reflects my relationship with alcohol and how I've tried to remove it but not necessarily demonize it.
With the growing clientele, Emily has witnessed the profound impact of her venue.
I don't think I knew how big it was going to be. You know, I think I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't realize how much it was going to affect people. And I get feedback all the time that this is a very safe space for them. I get a lot of students in here, and I feel like it's really cool to watch students find this place and then figure out like how they want to be a part of this place. And sometimes it's to study, but it also sometimes is like to socialize.
From a classic latte to the customer favorite Oklahoma Rose, the Nostalgia Room is the perfect place to study for midterms or to hang out with friends. Reporting for KUJH, I'm Elena Hesterly.
Thanks, Melina. That's quite the refreshing way to build connections, one glass at a time. What do you say, Sydney? Is that our next outing?
I mean, I'm glad we're thinking the same thing. I was just about to ask you what caught your eye. I'm not a coffee drinker, though, but I think I could find something I like.
Yeah, I'm with you. That customer favorite Oklahoma Rose is looking really good right now.
I was looking at that one, too. You got any weekend plans? Maybe we should go, try it out.
I mean, aside from watching all the KU sports here, I'll have to stop at the Nostalgia Room.
Yeah, hopefully KU basketball can pull out a win for their last home game of the season.
Yes. Well, that's all we have for you this morning. Check out KUJH on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for exclusive content, and keep up to date on the latest stories at KUJHnews.com. I'm Lauren Ritchie.
And I'm Cindy Clark. KUJH News will be back next Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Have a great day.